Basketball coach, Coach Larry Eustachy.
Tonight, Athletic Director Jack Graham announces a new coach, what credentials Larry Eustachy brings to CSU basketball.
Plus, the market bounces back. CSU students worry a little less about after graduation.
And one CSU organization seeks student help for the homeless.
Produced for students, by students. For Channel 11, this is CTV News.
Welcome to CTV News live from the Clark A studio. I'm Katie Spencer.
And I'm Hannah Tran. Sports anchor Reno Boyd joins us for our first story of the night. Reno, the search for a new basketball coach is over.
Yeah, that's right, Hannah. Today, after a long week of rumors, CSU announced that Larry Eustachy will be the new man to take over for Tim Miles. In Eustachy's 21 seasons as coaching, he has recorded a record of 402 victories and only 258 losses. And last year, he took Southern Miss to the tournament for the first time since 1991 after recording a record of 25-8. So, guys, I think we got a very good one here.
That's really impressive and really exciting. Hopefully he brings that streak and excitement here. Yeah.
So do you think we're going to continue the streak that we had last season?
I think we will. We got too much talent returning, and with his style of play, he's seen this team play. They were the only team to beat us last year, so I think with his defensive-minded approach to the game, I think that the Rams are going to be very good next season.
All right. Well, We'll see you again in sports in a little bit.
All right, sounds good.
The new president and vice president-elect Regina Martella and Joe Eden found out that they will be receiving a pay raise for next year's term. Their new $2 million student-funded budget allows them to receive a $750 pay raise. Broken down, that amount rounds to about 3 cents to CSU students. This means that Martell will be paid $9,000 and Eden will be paid $8,000 next academic year. After little debate, ASCSU approved the budget Wednesday night when Martell recommended an emergency vote to decide the budget so she could immediately begin the hiring process. And with the end of the year quickly approaching, graduating seniors are searching for jobs, and that seems to be getting a lot easier. After a few rocky years in the job market, things are looking up. Graduating seniors are experiencing more job opportunities than at this time last year.
Indicators would suppose that there are more jobs. Our job postings are up pretty significantly. So I think partially the economy is getting a little bit better, but also a large segment of the population is also retiring as well.
Graduating senior Sarah Bess Judd learned how to get those jobs through experiences here at CSU and elsewhere.
How you start your career, how you work your way up, and getting involved with PRSSA, and then getting involved with internships. And you want to make sure that you have an internship around your junior year.
Van Nuijen says the best way to have opportunities is to get out there.
Being very active and making the best use of every resource that they possibly can. Make sure that they really, get out there and network, meet people.
Despite being prepared for the job market for years, Judd admits that she is still nervous.
So I think in a way it can be stressful, especially now that we have 3 weeks left, and then it's graduation, and then we have to go out into the big real world. It is nerve-wracking.
For help with getting jobs, you can make an appointment with the Career Center in the basement of the LSC.
Well, Katie, shorts and tank tops were all over campus as the warm weather sticks around. But Mother Nature might trick us again. After the break, Michael McNulty brings you what weather to expect into the weekend.
Plus, doctors seek to cut down on expensive medical testing. See the momentum one movement is gaining. Stay tuned.
Colorado State University is committed to expanding access to education. Today, that includes online learning. CSU brings faculty and programs to students around the state and around the world. With flexibility to earn a degree online from a world-class university, and the ability to balance education with work and family. Learn more at succeedwithcsu.org.
Another beautiful day in northern Colorado. People seen here studying outside, wearing shorts, tank tops. We should see these sunny, dry conditions through tomorrow, but this weekend might bring more rain. But first, tornado season's back. Last year, April was a record month for tornadoes, and analysts are expecting more in the coming weeks. Fort Collins isn't at too high of a risk, but after funnel cloud was spotted in eastern Denver last night, it's always a good idea to be prepared. The warm, moist air from the south, mixed with the jet stream coming in from the west, is going to make our big ingredients for tornadoes. Most of the energy will hit the far eastern plains up near Nebraska, so Fort Collins should be out of the picture, but you can never be too careful. Let's take a look at the 7-day. Tonight should drop to just above freezing, and then tomorrow we'll be back in the mid-60s. Saturday is threatening some more precipitation with a high in the mid-50s. There's also a good chance of rain Sunday, where temperatures are going to drop even more. Monday and Tuesday will be partly sunny, and temperatures will rise again. And then the middle of the week should be beautiful with temperatures back in the 70s. Well, that's all I have for weather. Have a great weekend.
Office is looking for volunteers to participate in this year's Project Homeless Connect. The event strives to connect homeless individuals and families in Fort Collins with resources from around the community. Each volunteer pairs up with a client, and Slice is responsible for training these volunteers.
You're their guide for that day, and so there's an intake survey, and you'll just talk to them, see what they're looking for that day, and really just get to kind of learn their story, and just that human interaction is something we're really focusing on.
Training sessions will be held Friday, April 13th from noon to 1 and Monday, April 16th from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Slice office.
Musician and songwriter Garrett Dutton, also known as G Love, will be making his own beer with New Belgium Brewing Company this summer. G Love is a fan and friend of New Belgium and has toured the brewery before. The new peach-flavored beer will be part of the brewery's Lips of Faith series. The name of the beer, has not yet been decided yet, but Dutton thinks that for now it will be named Front Porch Peach Lounger. A new campaign is gaining ground in the medical community to increase cost efficiency within the industry. CTV reporter Ryan Ferguson talks with one doctor in Fort Collins about the campaign.
Dr. Corey Carroll runs his own practice in Fort Collins. 20 years in the medical field have taught him that the first step to practicing good medicine is developing a relationship with his patients.
I know them very well. They know me. They trust me.
As a primary care physician, Carroll operates in a specialty that studies show produces some of the best results in patient care. But the healthcare industry is plagued by cost inefficiencies that some say amount to as much as $750 billion. Americans spend about $2.5 trillion annually on healthcare, over 15% of our GDP. That's an alarming $2,500 more per capita than the next closest nation, Norway.
While the healthcare reform battle wages in the Supreme Court, doctors themselves are taking steps to cut costs in the industry through a program called Choosing Wisely, which, among other things, urges doctors to use expensive tests such as CT scans and x-rays only when necessary.
This program is fabulous if it gains traction and moves forward. The big issue is educating the public.
Carroll points out that knowledge of waste in the industry is nothing new. But it's not as simple as just cutting out services. Say, in the case of an ER doctor who doesn't know his patient.
You have a tendency to say, well, I have one shot at treating you. And if I screw up, then there's going to be consequences.
But something must be done. Current spending trends are on pace to nearly double to $4.3 trillion by 2019. Ryan Ferguson, CTV News.
Dr. Carroll says the best advice he can do to give people is to do everything they can to stay healthy. And we're now going to send it over to the beautiful Melanie Rose with your weekly dose of Celebrity Countdown.
That's right, Melanie, what's going on in the wonderful world of Hollywood?
Well, you know, Hannah and Katie, not a lot of juicy gossip in the celebrity world today, but nonetheless, Ryan Green joins me this evening. How are you?
Pleasure to be here.
Good, good. Well, we are going to discuss one particular story that hits close to home. Oh. So it's actually about a middle-aged woman who was sent to the hospital at the Denver airport, and she was actually found naked. The story behind this is she was smoking in Concourse B, and they politely asked her to put out the cigarette, but she somehow thought that meant take off her clothes. So she...
Natural.
Yeah.
Of course.
So instead of arresting her, they sent her straight to the hospital because they were a little concerned. I don't know.
They must have seen something when she got naked to send her to the hospital, because you don't just send naked people to the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go to the hospital every time I need to take a shower.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was there, I wouldn't help, but I couldn't look away.
Clearly.
And just a naked woman standing in the airport.
Yeah. When the officers came up to her to tell her to put out the cigarette, there was obviously some translation lost into what putting out means.
Exactly.
So.
Well.
So yeah, it is a very weird thing.
Well,
to
yeah.
see at an
I mean,
airport.
most would probably question she was intoxicated, or maybe the cigarette was something different. I don't know.
Maybe she was just making it easier for the TSA. She said, "Look, I got nothing. Can I just get to my plane?"
That's probably. We should all start doing that.
All right, I'm gonna do it next time.
All right. Well, thank you. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Melanie. As the deadline for filing income taxes quickly approaches, CTV found one free resource that can help. After the break, find out where to go.
And Reno Boyle will be back for a closer look at the new men's basketball coach, Larry Eustachy. Stay with us.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Student Legal Services at CSU offer a range of legal advice on everything except tax law. The deadline to file taxes falls on Tuesday, April 17th. But if you're still looking for assistance, don't worry. Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, sponsored by the IRS, connects taxpayers with volunteers. Those volunteers assist in the preparation and filing of federal and state income tax documents. Volunteers for the program go through a training course with the IRS before they're allowed to handle those tax documents. This nonprofit has locations all over Fort Collins and northern Colorado.
All right, I'm now joined by Ryan Green. And Ryan, today we were at Larry Eustachy's press conference, and you just kind of got the sense that everything was going to be okay with the men's basketball program.
Well, I mean, you didn't really have to do much with this team. We got great players. We got all seniors coming back. So, but we said last week Eustachy could be the best candidate, and we went out and got him. And I think it's just been positive reaction so far, and he seemed excited to be here.
Yeah, well, he did mention at that press conference, too, the kind of style of play that he wants to instill here in the Rams basketball and what his plans are for the future. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those quotes from the press conference.
We'll take good shots, and we'll take the first good shot available. We play an exciting brand of basketball. We led the Big 12 in scoring 2 or 3 times. I think we might have led the conference in scoring this year. You know, it's just coincidental that the way we play is what fans want to see. They've gone to the Elite 8 before. My plans are to take this program to the Final Four. And I've come very close before with a very similar job.
Big statement there. He's saying taking the Rams basketball team to the Final Four, but when he was at Iowa State in 2000, he did take them to the Elite 8, and he was the coach of the year.
Exactly. So he knows what it takes to at least get to, near the Final Four. And I think Final Four is a great goal to set yourself. It's, I don't know many teams that go into the season saying, okay, we're going to win the national championship. Too many things happen in the tournament. But the Final Four is a great goal. And I think he's just happy to be here. I mean, it didn't seem too excited, but he did say he was very tired, hadn't gotten a lot of sleep, and he was sick. So, and it's also been just positive reaction. On Twitter and Facebook, I haven't seen really anything bad said about this guy. So I think they made a good decision in hiring him. Yeah, it should definitely be exciting to see what he does because he has the experience in the tournament. So he should be able to do something with a lot of the talent that's returning. So we'll have more for that on the Monday Sports Show. But until then, let's send it back to you at the desk, Hannah and Katie.
All right. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, remember FOCO MX starts tomorrow.
That's right. Music all around Fort Collins, and it only costs $20.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.